Hello everyone! Okay, so this is the card we're going to make today. It is a pretty cool technique that I learned and I kind of love, so I'm passing it on to you guys. So this is using regular masking tape. Just your regular, this color kind of masking tape that you use in your home improvement projects or other various things. And I've used masking tape in a previous project in the past, so now we're going to use it again in a different way. Alright, so this is the inside, and I'll try and do this if I can. If not, I'll just give you a really quick idea of how I did it. Okay, so to begin with, I'm taking a piece of Whisper White cardstock cut at 3.5 by 4 3/4, and I'm taking my chocolate chip ink pad and a strip of masking tape. This is just one for right now. You're just going to put it on, and what I did is I just laid it across my pad and I just kind of pressed it in to the pad. Take it off. Try not to curl it up too much because then you'll lose ink and you'll make a mess, and that's just no good. So try and do your best not to curl it up when you take it off. Alright, so I'm just going to take it for right now, and I'm just going to lay, I'm not even going to press the whole thing down, just the strip of ink that you see. That way I don't transfer any of this adhesive, hopefully. Well, I kind of think I might have. But you want to try and just keep it to the inky portion of your tape. That's not working out so well for me. I want to press it a little more in. So just kind of press as much of that ink in as you can. Lift your tape off without tearing your paper, which I just did, but hopefully I can cover that. Alright, and I'm going to do it again, so I'm just going to ink it back up again. And I'm just going to set this aside somewhere. I have a garbage can next to me, so I just kind of adhere it to the side of the garbage can. Alright, and I'm going to take my Crumb Cake pad and another strip. So for each color you want to use a new strip. You can go with one strip per color, but you want a new strip per each color. So for that one I used the same strip for both of these. I'm using different strip for the Crumb Cake. Got a little mark right there. Alright, not bad. Alright, and I'm going to set that one aside too. So for this sort of paint splatter thing that I've got going on, I did it a little differently than what I'm going to do right now. I'm just actually going to dot it on using my chocolate chip Stampin' Write marker. You can get like I think when I did it before I used my aqua painter and I kind of inked it up, I think, using the chocolate chip, and then I sort of just took it and tapped the tip of it and splattered it onto the sheet, but I didn't really like how that happened, so I'm not going to do that this time. Then I'm going to take some of my twine, some of my baker's, my early espresso baker's twine, tie it around 3 times. And set that aside for right now. Okay, so I'm going to take a piece of chocolate chip and fabric softener, this fabric softener sheet, and give it a good rub. And I'm going to use my banner greeting set. I'm going to use the Happy Birthday. Ink it up in the Versamark. I know I've got different Versamark than probably some of you, but regular Versamark works. That one is just sort of in a kit right now downstairs for my stamp club, which is this weekend. So I don't really want to dig it out. Let that cool for a moment. Once it cools, just start trimming it. Kind of leave a little bit, you want to, you can trim it with your trimmer, your paper trimmer, but I'm just going to use scissors because I feel like I can work with the scissors a little bit more than I can with my paper trimmer. So, just for this particular thing, because you want to leave a little bit of the chocolate chip border around this banner. So, I don't know how well you're going to be able to see this, but we're going to try. You can kind of see. So it's white and then there's just this tiniest little teeny bit of chocolate chip around it. So I'm going to take this and put it on a piece of crumb cake cardstock. Just a scrap piece, so it doesn't, as long as it's big enough for the banner, and actually if you want to save on some cutting, you'll kind of give yourself this edge, and then all you have to do is cut this edge and your points. So, you see what I mean by that. You can see that I made the little border on this edge and this edge. So all I have to do is cut this and where the points are. Alright, so and now we take some Midnight Muse. Again, just a little scrap piece of it. And again, put some permanent adhesive on the back of those two pieces. Alright, so I'm going to use some retired items. I'm using the Neutrals Collection 3/16 inch brads. You can use the Neutrals Collection candy dots if you want. It's up to you with the candy brads. So it'll look like that. Really cute, right? Okay, then you're going to put some dimensionals on the back. I want to figure out where I want this, how I want it. So I'm just going to put a dimensional on it, that way it'll kind of keep it where I want it. Hope I put that in the right spot. Yep. Alright, but before I adhere this piece, I'm going to put some adhesive on the back of it. So I'm just going to adhere this to a piece of chocolate chip that measures 4 3/4 by 5. And I'm going to put adhesive on the back of this whole piece. Is it 4 3/4? No. And I meant this piece is 3 3/4 by 5. So, okay, so I meant that this, so I made a mistake. This piece is 3 3/4 by 5. The next piece is a piece of crumb cake, and this is 4 by 5 1/4. Okay. Adhere that to a piece of Midnight Muse, and the Midnight Muse measures 5 1/2 by 8 1/2 and is scored at 4 1/4. Okay, now I'm going to adhere that banner piece. Perfect. So you're going to use 3 more pieces of cardstock, and they measure the same as the front pieces. Crumb cake cut at 4 by 5 1/4. Chocolate chip cut at 3 3/4 by 5, and Whisper White cut at 3 1/2 by 4 3/4. Okay, so for this, you're going to use the same pieces of the, and actually I'm going to use a scrap piece of paper. And don't mind the mess, you can tell I've been working pretty hard. I've had quite a few projects to work on lately, so I have a whole giant mess going on in my craft room right now. So you're going to use the same pieces of masking tape as you did before. You're going to use your chocolate chip, and you'll use your crumb cake as well, but go ahead and use your chocolate chip right now. And get up. Alright, now we're going to take that same piece of masking tape and the crumb cake and our super messy hands, and just make sure that you're careful that you don't get any on your paper that you don't want, because your hands are going to get a little messy and you really just want to be careful. Alright, so now here's the thing. This was from a retired set, and I have some new birthday sets, and I kind of would like to find a sentiment that I could use. It's just going to take me a moment. I think I'm going to do the not just a year older, but a year better from the Bring On the Cake set. I'm going to ink this up in chocolate chip. Kind of nice. I like it. I actually really like that writing, so it's kind of pretty. Because I liked the tape theme I have going on, I used some washi tape. So I used my Epic Day This and That washi tape. I used this piece, and I just took a little bit, I'd say about that much, and I taped it down to the top left corner, and you're going to adhere that down to the bottom right side. So that's it. Kind of cute, right? And kind of masculine. So you can give it to your dude, or your son, your nephew, your grandson, whoever. A dude will work. You could even give it to a woman, but I kind of made it for a dude. So this is the outside, and this is the inside. And this is what the inside looks like with the It's Your Day, Enjoy stamp, which has been retired. But if you've got it in your stamp room, go ahead and use it. And I also wanted to show you, this was part of the thing. I've been working on this giant project, 20 cards. 10 of them are birthday cards, 5 women, 5 men, and 10 of them are thinking of you cards. So this was obviously one of the men's birthday cards, and I didn't make the envelopes, I bought envelopes and then I stamped them. So this is the front of one of the envelopes, and this is the flap of it. Kind of cute, just sort of brings what's on the inside out, and it just adds that little extra special touch. So that's it. This is what we've got here. Here we go. That's it. I hope you all enjoyed it. Until next time, happy stamping!